Greetings everyone, today I'm reviewing a Stug pistol. Stug is a sticky gel gun that's firing a sticky, toxic, explosive compound, which can be attached almost to any surface and explodes few seconds later. In other words, it's a blob launcher. Let's see the stats for this gun. Also, I want to mention that the stats you see now are different from what you'll see in the game. I've did it on purpose, cause in-game stats actually are a bit incorrect. It tells us that Stug has 5% crit chance and 0% status chance, but actually you'll not see any crits, yeah, no yellow numbers at all. As well as surprisingly it can apply status on explosion. The Stug deals innate corrosive damage which is great against Grineer units with ferrite armor, and also any disruptor or toxic ancients. You can stick a blob on the enemy, or to any surface, and it will deal some amount of damage over time, and the main portion of damage upon explosion. Both dot and explosion damage are radial. Now, let's talk about Stug's mechanics. You can either shoot a single blob, or release a charged shot. A single shot without equipped multi-shot mods will release the blob with the size of 1. Charged shot will release the blob with the size of 6. Charged shot consumes 6 ammo, deals more damage and have a bigger AoE than the single one. Overall blobs have a maximum size of 10. Upon reaching this hard limit, blobs will still stuck into each other, but this will not affect their size, damage, or AoE radius. Here, I'll try to explain how multi-shot works on this gun. A maxed barrel diffusion adds 120% chance of creating extra round, without using an additional ammo. This means, a single shot will make a blob with the size of 2 100% of the time, and there's still a 20% chance that it will be the size of 3. In this case, charged shot will create a blob with a size of a 12 or higher, permanently reaching its hard limit. Okay, moving to the builds now. This is a 5 Forma build. You will need 3V polarities and 2 bar polarities. A Hornet Strike, Barrel Diffusion and Lethal Torrent will do the basis of a Stug build. Let's consider elementals for each faction, starting with Grineer. As I said before, Stug deals innate corrosive damage that is great against ferrite armor, but you still need to do some damage to alloy armor units. So you'll need some radiation damage. Let's add convulsion and heated charge. And we still have a room for more mods. Why not to cover the last one, protection type, which is cloned flesh. Put in it pathogen rounds or pistol pestilence, and deep freeze or ice storm for viral damage. You can choose any. Maybe you'll need more damage, maybe you'll need a bigger mag size, or more status chance, it's up to you. And finally, for even more damage, I would suggest to place Expel Grineer mod. Well, Stug have some drawbacks on Corpus, because to corrosion deals 50% less damage on proto shield of Corpus techs and snipers, but you still will be able to kill high levels Corpus guys fast enough. Equip convulsion with a deep freeze for magnetic damage, that covers both shield types, and put pathogen rounds for toxin damage. You can place an additional ice storm for boosting a magnetic damage, or pistol pestilence for more toxin damage, and finally add expel Corpus on top of it. For Infested, you mainly need to damage the most healthy units, ancients. Let's boost the base corrosive damage with convulsion and pathogen rounds. All other Infested besides Charger have a base 100 health and dying almost from any damaging enough elemental combo they're not resisting. Overall, there's 2 ways. You can add heated charge and deep freeze for blast damage, to deal even more damage to disruptors and toxics, but less damage to healers, or just put a heated charge for fire damage to deal more damage to chargers, runners, leapers and crawlers, but without any multiplier against ancients. Expel Infested will be a good choice for the last additional mod. For Corrupted, just stick with one of the best void builds, corrosive and cold, so just boost corrosive damage with convulsion and pathogen rounds for heavy gunners and ancient healers, and put deep freeze for the cold damage to be able to damage shields. As you don't need to equip Expel mod this time, it will be a good idea to boost both corrosive and cold damage with an extra mods. If you have some problems with polarity management, just take a look on how I adjusted them to make all combos possible to equip. If you have any problems with unpredictably moving enemies, just use Stug on any character that have crowd control abilities, like Radial Blind Shock, Vortex. I recommend to use Stug in passive missions like defenses and mobile defenses, simply because if you like to rush it through, there are other weapons that suits it better. Stug is one of the few weapons that can be used for Trinity's Link plus Blessing combo. Be careful with inflicting status effect on yourself though. Also I want to mention that Stug, just like some other weapons, suffers from lag on high latency hosts. It looks like blobs that passing through most of the surfaces sometimes. Well, that's pretty much everything you need to know about the Stug. It's really a powerful weapon with interesting mechanics. I hope you've learnt something new for yourself. So if you like this review, please subscribe for more and thanks for watching.